So this morning, I thought, particularly with the state of things in India, I was wondering what can we do um, to help, particularly make some prayers for India, but also for Kopan Monastery, who's somehow the COVID got into the monastery and the nunnery. So this practice is a practice of Tara, and it was written by Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and I found it in Venerable Sangye Kadra and Venerable Rabina's How to Meditate. So I thought, and I've actually, myself, I've never done this particular practice before, because normally when you meditate on Tara, it's they use a mantra. But apparently the 5-line prayer that you've all been doing, which is the kind of condensed version of the 21 Taras that you've all been doing with the Charmaine for many years now, is equally effective. So there's a little story that goes with that prayer. And let me see, here it goes. So in the 10th century, the translator for Atisha, who was the great Indian teacher that wrote the Light of the Path, was ill, and Dromtompa, who was Atisha's disciple, predicted that if the translator recited the 21 verses in the praises of Tara 10,000 times, he would recover from his illness. But the man was too sick to actually even be able to do that. So Atisha, who had direct communication with Tara, very nice, if we all could have direct communication with Tara, requested her advice, and she gave him the 5-line prayer, just a single repetition of which is equivalent to a recitation of the 21 Taras, the verses. And then the translator completed the 10,000 repetitions of the short 5-line prayer and soon after recovered fully from his illness. I love these stories. I don't know if they're always exactly, true, but anyway, they're very, very sweet. So that's the story of that 5-line prayer, which I actually never knew before. Okay, so let's just, before we start the practice, let's just settle into our meditation posture. And check your legs and your pelvic bowl. So have your coccyx slightly raised so your sacrum is straight, not kind of leaning back. Shoulders over the hips, hands in the meditation mudra with right hand in the left, the thumbs touching. And as we do normally, just visualize this string of light pearls, just very gently lengthening your spine. You can imagine someone above, just very gently lengthening. And head slightly tipped forward. And just remember, if your chin is too high and your head is kind of back, it creates agitation in the mind. So try and keep the chin slightly down, the eyes down, jaw relaxed, tip the tongue on the roof of the mouth. So let's just go to the scalp. Just very gently let the scalp go. Just relax the scalp. The forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the ears, the mouth. Relax the back of the head, the scalp. Just imagine that, letting that go, the neck, the shoulders. Just notice the areas where your back is tight. Then relax your belly, your arms, hands, the fingers, the legs, the feet and toes. And if you are sitting on a comfy couch, try not to lean back into it. If you're not injured or not sick, try and use your own strength to sit upright. It just makes the meditation a bit easier. So just very gently bring the mind to the breath, just breathing in and breathing out. And just notice the sensation of the cool air flowing through the nostrils. You can first sense them when the air touches the outside of the nostrils. And the slightly warmer air as you're breathing out. Just bring the mind to the breath. We just think we're going to do this meditation this morning. Just thinking of all our Western and monks and nuns at Kopan and all the Tibetan and Sherpa monks and nuns, Kopan, and all the people in India right now. A lot of people, I think, are quite afraid. So we do this meditation with these people in mind. And we're doing this also for our own purification, so we can keep working step by step on our path towards enlightenment. So let's just do our 9-round breathing in our own time. It only takes about 3 or 5 minutes. So everyone's okay with that, right? Everyone knows what they're doing? Yep. Okay. So if you're not finished, don't rush. But everyone else who's finished, just bring your mind back to the breath, just breathing in and breathing out. So try not to follow the thoughts, anything that's arising. You're just observing what's going on. If there are any sounds outside, try not to allow your mind to go and investigate, see what's going on. Just allow the sounds to be there. If you can smell anything, just allow your mind to come back to the breath. So now, Matt, if you'd be so kind as to put up Lama Zopa Rinpoche's picture. Lama Zopa Rinpoche drew this when he was very young. I think he may have only been possibly a teenager, possibly 14. It was very sweet. So just visualize Tara in the space in front of you, about 6 to 8 feet away from you and about the level of your forehead. And this whole vision is brilliant, radiant, translucent green light. She's seated on a lotus and a moon. The green color represents action. And the fact that she's female means that men and women alike can become enlightened. So she's a manifestation of all the Buddha's omniscience, love and compassion. So just imagine you've got this translucent green lady, enlightened being in front of you, ready for action. Her left leg is drawn up or drawn in, signifying her complete control over desire. Her right leg is extended, indicating that she's ready to act. She's ready to raise up, to help all beings. And her left hand is at her heart in the refuge gesture, palm facing outward, thumb and ring finger joined, the remaining 3 fingers raised. Her right hand is on her right knee in the gesture of granting sublime realizations. So the palm is facing outward with the fingers loosely pointing down. In each hand she holds the stem of a blue Utpala flower, and this is the symbol of the unblocking of the central channel. So you imagine she's in this sort of aspect, she's wearing the Indian royal robes and they're flowing. You might imagine just kind of flowing in the very gentle breeze. So this whole image in front of us is very dynamic. She's wearing these beautiful jewels and ornaments and has this sweet, sweet face. And as she's looking at you, she's looking at all beings simultaneously with this unbelievable kindness and compassion. So you can imagine that all sentient beings in human form surrounding you. So the people, your loved ones, your dear ones, are behind you as support. The people that have harmed you are in front of you. And then everybody else that you don't really know very well or have indifference to or don't even know, maybe all the sentient beings are surrounding you above as far as the eye can see. And so everyone is joining you. Well, I don't have the prayers up, so I'll just do the prayers and you can listen. If you know them, you can join in. Lama Sangye Lama Chödeshin Lama Kedunte Kungi Je Yin Lama Nam Kyab Suchi. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment and anger that hold some close and others distant. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind. This is the 7 limbs. I present clouds of every type of offering, actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice in the merit of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of cyclic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of all others to the great enlightenment. And I'll just do a mandala offering for us. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. Idama Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami. And that translation is, I send forth this jeweled mandala to you, precious gurus. Okay, so now, just if you've lost the image, bring Tara back in front of you. Willing to do whatever you ask, willing to be there for you. So recall any special request that you may have. We also think of everybody in India. May they get the vaccines there soon. May they get oxygen there soon. Everybody in Kopan, may they all get better very, very quickly and no one get any serious illness. So if there's anything you need for your businesses, do you want some success in your spiritual practice or any worldly activities? You maybe want the health and long life of your relatives or friends or yourself or anything else that you want. So with these needs in mind, we'll recite this short prayer to Tara. Sometimes people can prostrate while they're doing this prayer, but maybe just for today we can stay in meditation. And the visualization as we're reciting the prayer, so you visualize rays of light with nectar running down them, like raindrops running down a wire, emanating from the point where Tara's left thumb and ring finger touch. The rays and the nectar flow continuously, reaching you and all beings surrounding you, purifying your hindrances to Dharma practice and obscurations to liberation and enlightenment. So remember the particular problems of all the people you're praying for, and think also of all the sufferings and troubles being experienced by the sentient beings surrounding you. You can also think about people involved in wars and civil unrest, people who are feeling ill or lonely, who are full of anger or pride or jealousy. And as the rays and nectar enter their bodies and minds, their suffering and the causes of their suffering are completely extinguished. And all the sentient beings become enlightened. So I'll recite the prayer. I mean, the visualization's new to me, and it's probably a little complicated. So just do the best you can. Just imagine light coming and entering all the beings. If the light if the nectar and going down the wire is going to be too much for the mind. Om I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tare, savioress, heroine, with Tutare, dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with the sound Svaha I bow. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tara, savioress, heroine, with Tutare dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with the sound Svaha I bow. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tara, savioress, heroine, with Tutare dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with the sound Svaha I bow. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tara, savioress, heroine, with Tutare dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with the sound Svaha I bow. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tara, savioress, heroine, with Tutare dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with the sound Svaha I bow. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tara, savioress, heroine, with Tutare dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with the sound Svaha I bow. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tara, savioress, heroine, with Tutare dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with the sound Svaha I bow. So think with deep conviction, just think, Tara has accepted your requests and answered your prayers. So now we're going to do it one more time with the same visualization. So I'll just go through the visualization again. As we're reciting the prayer, visualize rays of light with nectar running down them like raindrops running down a wire, emanating from the point where Tara's left thumb and ring finger touch. The rays and nectar flow continuously, reaching you and all the beings surrounding you. So we visualize that our cells, that you, me, and all beings become one with Tara. And so with each prayer, an identical Tara emanates from the Tara visualized in front of you. It dissolves into you and everyone else. And you become completely one with Tara's holy body, holy speech, and holy mind. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tara, savioress, heroine, with Tutare dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with the sound Svaha I bow. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tara, savioress, heroine, with Tutare dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with the sound Svaha I bow. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tare, savioress, heroine, with Tutare dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with the sound Svaha I bow. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tare, savioress, heroine, with Tutare dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with the sound Svaha I bow. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tare, savioress, heroine, with Tutare dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with the sound Svaha I bow. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tare, savioress, heroine, with Tutare dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with the sound Svaha I bow. Okay, so now you can imagine Tara dissolving into light. Sorry, before she dissolves into light. Comes to the crown of your head, facing the same direction as you, and just kind of melts into light and dissolves into you through the crown of your head. Filling your whole body with this green, powerful, compassionate action. You can imagine also that this enlightened being, Tara, is emanating, is the mind of your guru emanating in this form for your benefit. And just bring mind to the breath. think you just imagine all the people we've just been praying for, healing, having their needs met. Help arriving. And just dedicate the practice we've done today. It's done quite a lot of work in this very short half hour. So just rejoice. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of Tara and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. And may the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow. May that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that. It's a very sweet practice by Lamsa Rinpoche. And enjoy your day. I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Okay, bye-bye.